What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I am back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rivah. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. As promised, in my last video, we were talking about Crimson Cure. She did mention this video on her page about the whole phase. And as I promised, we are going to go ahead and just jump right into this video. I'm going to give you guys my complete honest reaction. If you're new to this channel, one thing that you might not know, I don't watch any video before I give you guys my feedback. I literally just play it right in front of you. We watch it together, and we just watch it together, talk about it in the comment section after, and I tell you guys my honest feelings. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video.
Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what are we talking about today? This is what Black women don't tell you about their phase. Okay, they don't tell you about that phase. People know about the phase. People have discovered the phase. They mention the phase. They tell you that they have the phase. But what they don't tell you is it's not a phase. That's number one. It is not a phase. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a real quick TikTok video with you about a woman actually telling this to, I guess she's on a show, and she's sharing this fact. So let me go ahead. Let me share my screen so you guys can see it, and then I'll be back to give you my perspective.
Men, they probably just get tired and then they say, okay, I found the one, I'm gonna just chill. I done have my fun. Once a woman get onto that whole phase and stuff like that, I'm sorry. You can't really shake that.
So you say women like Pringles, once you pop, the fun don't stop?
Yeah, listen, I talk to women for a living. They may take some seasons off,
but
they get right back to it.
Right.
Okay. So you saw the lady speaking, and the two other ladies were nodding in agreement with her. And what she was saying was, men will go through, and men don't even call it a whole phase. They just be like, listen, I'm going through these chicks. Really, because they're a big ball of testosterone, okay, between the certain ages when they're young, you know what I'm saying, when they get into them late teens or whatever, 15, 16, and then he goes on into like his maybe towards his late 20s, he's a walking ball of testosterone. Listen, if he can pull them, he's dealing with them. This is just the way it is. But it's different for men. On a biological level, it's different for them. And on an emotional level, it's different for them because their vessel doesn't necessarily break just from the simple biological act of being with a bunch of women. Because biologically, they're designed to be with multiples of women, right? Now, I'm not going to quite go on to the spiritual or esoteric side of that for men, because they can be damaged depending on the nature of how they're dealing with the women and what kind of women they find themselves always dealing with. Because just to make a small diversion, if the men are dealing with consistently very, very low vibrational hyenas all the time, they start picking up that energy from them.
Yeah.
And it can be detrimental to men on an emotional level, and on a spiritual level, it can damage them.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about men. We're talking about the women. And when women actually get into this, because I've done a video before where I told you that the whole phase was a masculine thing.
And the thing is, I like that what she just said about with men, how it can damage them on like an emotional and spiritual level as well. But with men, that situation kind of varies. I feel like with women it varies too, but for the majority of women, you don't really have a choice in that say. because they're in your body. They're literally in your body. So sometimes you be going through you sleep with a man and you might be going through stuff. You might be going through stress, trauma, drama, and you can't really figure out why, or you just feel like low. You just feel low and empty. Might be the person that you just slept with. It might be that interaction that you just had with somebody who shouldn't even be within the vicinity of yourself. So that's an amazing point.
It's a masculine way for women to engage sexually with men, because we are vessels, because we are designed to hold the energy of men. We are designed to hold their DNA. We are designed to hold their ideas. We are designed to hold their spirit. We're designed to hold a masculine light. We're designed to hold them and hold the things that come from them.
Yep.
So when you have a woman who immerses herself in this so-called Heaux phase, which is not a phase, the women on the video confirm that, it's not a phase. I've not seen a woman fully immerse herself in a so-called Heaux phase and actually come out of it. She's always for the streets. Once she really solidify herself, as for the streets, she's always for the streets. She can say what she wants, she can do what she wants, she can get married, she can have kids, but that is always there. And the reason that is always there is because that's a spiritual thing that happens to her. The breaking of a woman's vessel, the breaking of her ability to hold the energy and be content with holding the energy and the masculine light and the DNA of one man is severely corrupted by constantly the change rate of men being too fast, right? The constant change rate, the turnover rate, the churn is too fast. The turnaround rate is too fast. Because averagely you'll have, especially if she's a good-looking woman, young, she's probably started having sex before she's 18, right?
Right.
So probably 16, 17, she's already sexually active.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's go from there. Let's say she's good-looking. Let's say she's attractive. A lot of guys like her. Even if she turns down some guys, because even in your so-called Heaux phase, you're not taking on everybody, but you're taking on enough. So let's say she's deciding that, I'm young, I don't have to take relationships seriously, right? Because I'm quote unquote too young to take relationships seriously, which I don't know. That's a Heaux phase excuse line to make women comfortable or make young women comfortable. We're going into the Heaux phase by telling her she's too young to deal with a relationship in a serious manner and in a monogamous manner.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So she goes into these things like, okay, well, I'm having my quote unquote fun. So what that means is I'm not taking any of the guys that come to me, I'm not really taking them seriously.
Right.
We're probably gonna have some casual sex. We're probably gonna go on a couple of dates, hang with each other or something like that. And if it fizzles out in a month or 2 months or whatever, that's fine, because I'm just going to move on to the next guy. Now, let's say this girl does this every 3 months, right? Or, okay, so that's 4 different guys a year, right? So she does this every 3 months or so. She's getting 4 different guys in a year, right? If she's doing that from 16 to, let's say, 26, how many men is that?
A lot.
You see what I'm saying? If she's doing that from 16 to 26, that's 10 years at 4 men a year.
So the thing that I want to say is, as always, you always have to do a disclaimer, right? Like, we always have to do a disclaimer, like, okay, we know that this is not all women. This is, I feel like she is talking about the majority of women, because it's a small minority of women who are able to maneuver, and it doesn't necessarily affect them in that way. Some women go through this phase, or, they do this often. They're intimate with a lot of people often some people do it out of curiosity. Some people do it out of the culture, as in the culture around where they live. There's certain places that are like, especially cities that are super overpopulated, a lot of overpopulated places where there's a lot of people in a small section. Maybe you walk past and go to the store or like a corner store or wherever, and you see a lot of people within that vicinity, within that time, on a daily basis. A lot of people in spaces like that have a culture where it's just like a thing that people just do. Like, it's just something that people do. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do this. Yeah, oh yeah, let me tell you about this experience and that experience and all these new experiences because of the space that they're in. Some women are doing it because they don't get attention anywhere else. Some women do it for attention because I don't feel valued anywhere else in my life. And at this moment, when you are saying things to me, or when you are showing me a certain type of facial expression, or whatever the case is, it makes them feel strong, powerful, important, valued. Somebody's paying attention to them. So there's a lot of different reasons as to why people enter into this quote unquote phase that literally has a name that all women know about. But it's important to mention the fact that for some women, they just do all of these things. They don't think of it that deep. They don't think of it at all, and they just move forward. But for a large majority of women, it stays with you. These are things that stay with you. These experiences stay with you. Literally, like she said, like you have different DNA within your body, literally from these men. Like, it's something that definitely will affect you in the long run. And a lot of women now glorify this stage, and they act like it's not a big deal. And I think it's important that young women, or women in general, know that it is a big deal. It is a huge deal. It is something that's going to affect you. Not everybody can maneuver this in the same exact way, right? Like, there's some women, like I said, small minority, who can deal with it and just keep it pushing. But there's a lot of women who cannot, because emotionally you are designed to, catch feelings for someone, and be emotionally invested into someone and love someone. Like, as women, we want to love someone and want to also be loved. So especially, and this is a whole different conversation, especially if you are intimate with someone, and I don't know if you guys have seen the video that was circulating, but especially if the man is literally saying certain things to you while he's inside of you, psychologically, that's being melted into your psyche. So then, that meme. I don't know if you guys know I don't know if it's a meme, but that video that's going around like on TikTok and stuff like that, and it's like, when did I say I was in love with you? When you had my, your foot on my back and my hair pulled and and it's a joke, but it's real. How that person is supposed to be acting crazy and this and that and so attached to you is because of the things that were done within that intimate space, and it's breaking them down little by little by little. So I think these topics are so important because, like I said, a lot of people glorify this phase when in actuality there's a lot that people do not tell you. So I definitely agree with the title of her video.
40 men. She's not 30 yet. 40 men. Mm-hmm. Right? Give or take. And then what about the one night stands in the middle of that? Mm-hmm. What about the one time she did that train? Ooh. You see what I'm saying? You see how this body stack up? Yeah. You see how it adds up? What that does is that feeds that lustful energy. Yeah. She becomes not content with one man. She can't content herself with one man because there's always a different man out there that can possibly give her a different sexual experience.
I literally knew someone who was married. At the time, she was married for I don't remember. Maybe she was with her husband for 10 years, or I don't know, something like that. And she literally said, like, it's boring. And I'm like, what do you mean it's boring? Like, she was talking about her intimate life, and she was saying that her intimate life was boring, and that, she was just used to, her old days where she can just hop around. And, we talked about it. She was just being, completely honest with me and just telling me how she felt. And this just goes to show that what is being said in this video is true, because some people, once they scratch that itch, it just keeps on going, and it just doesn't leave them. you know, and it doesn't mean that she wasn't content within her life, but it just means that that whole knew this, knew that situation rung a bell to when she, you know, or the lack of excitement within her situation at the time just rung a bell to her past and made her feel like, oh, wait a minute. I remember when I did this, that was so much fun. Again, because having this phase is associated to fun. And just like if you know, whatever you pay attention to and whatever you put energy to is what's going to grow. So if you put energy to being, you know, somebody who's righteous, you're gonna see right, you know, you're gonna move in a certain manner. If you put energy to, like she said, like the desire of just intimacy, first of all the men that you're gonna attract, that's what you're gonna attract, is just men who just want that from you or have that same kind of vibe. And then two, it's something that's just gonna keep on going. You're gonna get into all different kind of lifestyles that you probably wouldn't have if you were able to have self-control.
That maybe another man didn't have. Or she was with a guy and he was really good, but she don't have contact with that guy, so now she's on the hunt for another guy that can break her down like that other guy did.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she becomes discontent with dealing with one man. It's this discontent, which is why she become real chaotic in a relationship. She get in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she can't be peaceful. Everything will be all right, except every once in a while, she starts in with this real chaotic behavior, disrupting everything. All of a sudden, there's a problem in the relationship, and y'all need a break. That break is for her to hit the street again, because that urge hit her again. And that one man can't satisfy it, because no matter how good he break her down in the bed, he's still that same guy.
Or she causes issues that were never there and forces you to break up with her so that it's guilt-free for her, so that she can do this thing as well. And this is why people don't like Crimson. This is why women don't like Crimson, because she tells all the business that they don't want to be told.
And she's been with him, 6 months? He's old news. And once for the streets, always for the street. So the streets is calling. You know, I never did lose that number from that other dude back in the day. You see what I'm saying? I can call that dude. Or I got some girlfriends that can hook me up with a dude that they know, or keep us in touch with the dudes I used to deal with before I got with my man. Okay. And if he happens to be a man that she doesn't want to lose sight of or lose track of, she'll just start cheating. She'll just start cheating on that dude. Try to hide, cover her tracks. And this is a dude that maybe she understands his stability. She understands that he's, you know what I'm saying, gonna provide, and he's going to give her the 4 P's in a stable way. And she likes that stability. So she's not trying to get rid of that. However, once for the street, always for the street. So if she's not trying to be like, get chaotic and make him take a break, can't do that. So let me just go behind this dude's back and start cheating on him. I'm going to be real sneaky. You know, that little work husband. You know, me and him do a little something, you know. And I can't hide it. You know, I'll go out with my girlfriends knowing I'm going to meet this dude, and when we get to the destination of the place that I said we were going to. So are we going to that restaurant? Sure. But what I didn't say was that there's a double date there. That my girlfriend meeting her man right there. She going with her man, and I'm meeting my little side man. Yep. So this is what she does when she wants to hit the street again, but she doesn't want to lose the stability of the guy she's got at home. Also, here's another little tidbit. The so-called Heaux phase is an integral and important part for introducing a woman to the lost value system. See, in order to be part and parcel of the lost value system, you got to go through your Heaux phase, because your Heaux phase breaks down your spiritual value and your moral code. If you ever had one, whatever you had in that position, that breaks it. Being with a bunch of dudes and being able to do whatever with them dudes especially if you're good looking and they kind of pay you or whatever, you run into a lot of Jonathans, a lot of paymasters, okay? That will break down a woman's spiritual value and her moral code. That'll break it. That's actually part of the breaking of her vessel, because her vessel's not just physical, her vessel is emotional. Her vessel is spiritual. Mm-hmm. Okay? So the whole phase is one of the last few introductory things that a woman gotta go through in order to fully be immersed into the lost value system. And we understand and we see that women are the ones that encourage other young women to do a whole phase. See, even your mama will tell you, girl, you know what I'm saying? You gotta find out what you like, and you gotta, don't just settle for one man. You too young for that. Go and see, you know what I'm saying, what kind of stuff you like. You never know what you like. You never know what you'll find. Go out there and just, see what's going on. That means go out there and slur out and let dudes run you through. Let them run you through under the name of finding, quote unquote, what you like, having your quote unquote fun, and then later on, you'll be able to get a guy that'll settle with you. The only problem is you might be able to get a guy that can settle with you, but you can't settle.
You're not settled.
That's the part they don't tell her. She'll never be able to settle. She'll never be able to content herself and say, you know what, I got ran through in my 20s, but in my 30s, I'm ready to sit down. See, emotionally, she's ready for stability now.
Right.
Environmentally, she's ready for stability because now she's understanding the need for a cover. But that lustful little demon that she cultivated and fed from her teens all the way up to her 20s and probably her 30s,
big monster.
That monkey not going off her back. That little monkey is still there. And he taps her on the shoulder. Like, hey, you gonna pay me some attention? Let's hit this street. Your man ain't gotta know. Your husband ain't gotta know. What you don't hurt him. Go out there and have your little fun. Come back. That's all you gotta do. Get the monkey off your back. Come back. You cool. She never settles. Whole phase is never over. It's never over. All right? Sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think.
Ooh, I love Crimson. I love her for this video because these are such important tips that women need to know and realize because, some women, right? We're just going to go straight on to it. Some women are encouraging, like she said, this phase for many different reasons. Some of them are encouraging this phase because they have, either they see that you're beautiful and maybe you're pure. Maybe, you haven't been intimate with anyone, or maybe you've been intimate with one person and they want some company in their position where they have been very active with other people. So they're like, yeah, girl, do your thing. And maybe it didn't affect them. Maybe the person that's giving the advice didn't affect them negatively, but for you, it could be different. For you, it can be a downward spiral because some people don't talk about it, but there's a way to get addicted to that lifestyle for sure. Absolutely. And the worst thing that you can be is a woman who is addicted to the let off. That's a horrible combination. A woman that's addicted to the let off. You can't work, you can't think, you can't sleep, you can't focus, you can't do anything because all you're thinking about is the next let off. That's a big problem. That's a huge problem. Because now you're invested in all of these other situations, invested in toys, invested in all of this stuff for the let off. It's not healthy for your mind. It's not healthy for anything. It's just not healthy at all. And I agree. I just completely agree with her sentiments. Again, there are women who can go through this phase, be completely unaffected, don't even think about it, forgot who that was, forgot whatever happened. But it's very small. It's a small few group of people because entertaining men, sleeping with different men, sleeping around, trying different things. You're letting people into your space. Number one, you're letting people into literally like your space. into your body, into the most intimate part of you. And you don't, sometimes, especially if you don't know these people, you don't even know you literally don't know what you're encountering. And people say stuff about even, babies. That's the least. There's diseases, there's all types of things that you can be literally encountering when you're encountering this situation. And then especially if you're at a space where you're playing games with two people, like she was just saying, where you're, as a woman, you're in a relationship with this man and then you're entertaining this man or these men, how toxic and dangerous that can be for you, life-threatening, how life-threatening that can be for you. These are things that women don't like to talk about because everything is all just mirrored in fun, but there's some serious situations that come out of, fun or this phase. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'm going to be down there talking with you guys. Also, if you like this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so. If you're new here, I do post a video every single day, but the time varies. If you hit the notification bell, it's going to notify you as soon as I post. And then also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you.